What if the biggest health upgrade wasn't a new diet, but the oil you cook with? For 30 days, imagine swapping every seed oil in your kitchen, soybean, sunflower, canola, for olive oil. Nothing else changes, just the oil. It sounds small, but this single switch starts a chain reaction inside you. Because the fats you eat don't just pass through, they rebuild you. They become part of your cells, your hormones, your skin. Seed oils are fragile. Under heat, they break apart, releasing compounds that inflame the body from the inside out, like tiny sparks burning your cells. Olive oil, on the other hand, fights those sparks. It's loaded with antioxidants and stable fats that protect your heart, brain, and gut. So what really happens when you cook, fry, and drizzle with olive oil for 30 days straight? Let's see how deep this change goes and what your body's been trying to tell you all along. Days 1 to 5. Detox and adjustment. The first few days feel subtle. You're still eating the same meals, just cooked differently. But inside your body, something big is happening. Your cells are switching fuel. Think of it like changing the oil in an old car. The new olive oil starts to wash away the sticky residue left behind by years of seed oils. Oils that oxidize easily and leave behind microscopic rust. That rust coats your cells, slowing how they communicate and repair. When olive oil takes over, it begins replacing those fragile fats with stronger, more stable ones. At first,
Hmm.
that cleanup can feel rough. Some people notice sluggish energy, mild headaches, and even a little bloating. That's not failure, it's recalibration. Your body is burning off stored seed oil residues, recalibrating how it handles fat and inflammation. Inside your liver, one of the biggest oil processing hubs in your body, enzymes start shifting gears. Seed oils loaded with omega-6 fats trigger inflammatory compounds called prostaglandins and cytokines. Olive oil tones them down, replacing chaos with calm. Within days, the liver starts exporting fewer oxidized lipids into the bloodstream, meaning less sticky cholesterol and fewer inflammatory signals. Meanwhile, the gut microbiome begins to stir. Seed oils tend to feed pro-inflammatory bacteria, while olive oil's polyphenols act like food for the good guys. Lactobacillus, bifidobacteria, the strains linked to digestion and immunity. Studies from Spain's pre-dimed trial show that even short-term olive oil consumption shifts gut diversity toward anti-inflammatory species. Visually, imagine your gut like a dense city skyline at night, every building a microbe. When you pour in olive oil, the unhealthy towers flicker and dim while new, steadier light starts switching on. The landscape changes. By day 3 or 4, you might notice your appetite stabilizing. That's because olive oil signals satiety differently. Seed oils can disrupt leptin, the hormone that tells you you've had enough, making you snack more often. Olive oil restores that signal, like finally fixing a jammed volume knob on your hunger switch. Under the surface, your mitochondria, the engines in your cells, are running cleaner. Less oxidative stress means smoother energy flow. You may not feel energized yet, but you're no longer fighting microscopic fires. By day 5, the transition is underway. Inflammation markers are dipping, your cells are quietly rebuilding, and your body is learning to trust this new fuel. And yet, this is only the calm before the real change. Because once the cleanup phase ends, your body begins to transform. Not just internally, but visibly. Day 6 to 10. Energy, focus, and the brain reset. Something shifts around day 6. You wake up
Ugh,
lighter,
hmm.
not just in your body, but in your head. The fog you didn't realize you were carrying starts to lift. That's because your brain is made of nearly 60% fat, and the type of fat you eat literally changes its texture. Think of seed oils as cheap insulation, thin, easily damaged. Olive oil, in contrast, rebuilds your brain's wiring with sturdier, more flexible material. Every neuron starts firing more smoothly, using less effort to pass signals along. Under a microscope, the brain cells of people who eat olive oil regularly show less inflammation and fewer clumps of oxidized fats, the same kind linked to cognitive decline. Polyphenols like oleocanthal act almost like microscopic janitors, sweeping up waste before it becomes toxic. By now, your energy feels different. Not a caffeine buzz, more like steady voltage. That's your mitochondria adjusting. Olive oil's monounsaturated fats feed them a stable power source, so instead of spikes and crashes, you get clean, consistent energy. It's the biological equivalent of switching from a flickering fluorescent light to a warm, steady glow. Meanwhile, your hormones start finding rhythm again. Chronic omega-6 overload from seed oils interferes with insulin signaling and testosterone production. Within a week of switching, studies show improved insulin sensitivity and lower fasting glucose, meaning your body handles carbs more gracefully without wild swings. Visually, picture a traffic system where every light used to flash red and green randomly. Olive oil turns the system synchronized again, smoother, faster, calmer. Your skin might give you the first visible clue. Olive oil's antioxidants begin reducing lipid peroxidation, the damage caused when unstable fats oxidize under sunlight or stress. For some, that means fewer breakouts, a subtle glow, or skin that feels more hydrated without extra moisturizer. And then there's the mood shift. Researchers from the University of Navarra found that people consuming more olive oil had lower rates of depression. One theory: olive oil calms the brain's inflammatory pathways, the same ones linked to mood disorders. In animation terms, it's like watching storm clouds clear over a neural city. The circuits light up again, thoughts flow cleaner, focus tightens. By day 10, you may notice you're snacking less, thinking sharper, sleeping deeper. It's not magic, it's chemistry aligning. The body thrives when its inputs are stable and its cells aren't fighting smoke from the inside. But this new clarity is just the start. Because as your brain finds balance, your heart begins its own transformation. One you can actually measure. Days 11 to 15. Heart, blood, and internal repair. By the second week, the changes are no longer subtle. You might not feel them every moment, but inside, your heart and blood vessels are quietly getting an upgrade. Olive oil begins to act like a tuner for your circulatory system. Your blood, once thickened by oxidized seed oil fats, flows smoothly now. Less friction, less internal noise. Scientists call this improved endothelial function. Your arteries become more flexible, more responsive, and able to widen and contract like they were designed to. Seed oils, overloaded with linoleic acid, tend to make those arteries stiff. Imagine a rubber hose left out in the sun too long. Olive oil restores the bounce. Studies from the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition show that swapping just 2 tablespoons of olive oil a day can improve arterial elasticity within 2 weeks. Meanwhile, blood pressure begins to dip. Olive oil's polyphenols act like natural ACE inhibitors, gently relaxing blood vessel walls. Your body starts regulating sodium and potassium balance more efficiently. This isn't a crash. It's a recalibration, like the thermostat in your cardiovascular system finally finding its set point again. Then there's the cholesterol story, the one everyone knows but rarely understands. Seed oils can lower LDL on paper, yes, but they make those particles smaller and more oxidized, the type that sticks to arterial walls like glue. Olive oil doesn't just lower LDL, it makes it larger, more buoyant, less likely to oxidize or cause buildup. Think of your bloodstream like a river. With seed oils, the banks erode and debris sticks to the sides. With olive oil, the current runs cleaner and the walls stay smooth. Inside your heart, mitochondria are thriving on monounsaturated fats. They burn this cleaner fuel more efficiently, generating fewer reactive byproducts. Each beat becomes subtly easier, requiring less oxygen to do the same work. It's like your heart's engine just got an oil change and a polish at once. At the same time, inflammation markers like C-reactive protein and interleukin-6 begin to drop. This is the quiet revolution of olive oil. It doesn't work by attacking one symptom. It rebuilds the foundation. Calmer vessels, cleaner blood, quieter inflammation. You might notice you recover from workouts faster or that afternoon slump isn't as deep. Your metabolism's background noise, the low hum of oxidative stress, is fading out. By day 15, you've replaced nearly half of your cellular lipid structure with olive oil-derived fats. Every membrane, every artery, every red blood cell is subtly recoded. And soon, that transformation reaches the surface, into something you can see in the mirror. Days 16 to 20. Skin, immunity, and the outside glow. By the third week, the transformation starts to show. It's no longer just numbers or molecules, it's texture, tone, and the way your body moves through the day. You start noticing subtle differences in how your skin feels, how your digestion settles, even how your joints flex without the usual stiffness. Your skin is the first to speak. Olive oil's antioxidants, especially hydroxytyrosol and vitamin E, start defending your skin cells from oxidative stress. Seed oils, by contrast, are high in omega-6 fats that oxidize easily under heat and light, producing compounds that break down collagen like acid rain, eating away at marble. Olive oil flips that equation. Its monounsaturated fats strengthen cell membranes, locking in moisture and keeping irritants out. In practical terms, less redness, less sensitivity, more resilience. Within days, your complexion may look smoother, more even, subtly luminous, a quiet glow that doesn't come from makeup. Dermatologists in Mediterranean countries have long observed that habitual olive oil users show lower rates of photoaging, meaning fewer wrinkles, less hyperpigmentation, and a younger-looking skin texture, even when sun exposure is the same. Imagine your skin barrier like a brick wall. Seed oils make the mortar soft and crumbly, letting pollutants and UV rays seep through. Olive oil replaces that mortar with strong, flexible glue. The wall holds, moisture stays in, and environmental assaults bounce off. But the story isn't just cosmetic. Beneath that glow, your immune system is recalibrating. Chronic omega-6 overload pushes the immune system into overdrive, making it quick to inflame but slow to recover. Olive oil's polyphenols calm that chaos. They suppress NF-kappa B, the genetic on switch for inflammation, while increasing anti-inflammatory cytokines. The result? Fewer flare-ups, faster recovery from minor illnesses, and a calmer baseline for your entire immune system. Your gut, home to nearly 70% of immune cells, is thriving as well. Olive oil feeds beneficial bacteria that produce short-chain fatty acids, which strengthen the gut lining. Imagine your intestines as a fortress. Seed oils poke holes in the walls, letting leaks form. Olive oil repairs the cracks and reinforces the gates. Many people notice feeling lighter, less bloating, more regular digestion, and a subtle energy boost as their microbiome finds balance. And then there's your joints. The same anti-inflammatory effect that protects your arteries now cushions your cartilage. Clinical studies on early-stage arthritis patients show reduced stiffness and pain after just 3 weeks of olive oil-rich diets. Movements feel smoother, morning stiffness eases, and everyday activity becomes more comfortable. By this stage, your internal systems are syncing together. Skin, gut, and immune health aren't separate stories anymore. They're reflections of one deeper process: inflammation giving way to balance. You might notice your morning routine shrinking. Fewer concealers, fewer pills, fewer quick fixes. Because your body is repairing itself from the inside out. And here's the subtle yet powerful shift. When inflammation truly quiets, your metabolism starts to wake up. Energy stabilizes, hunger hormones normalize, and your body begins responding differently to food, exercise, and even sleep. The groundwork is laid for the final stage, where clarity, resilience, and lasting energy really take hold. Days 21 to 25, metabolism, weight, and sleep reboot. By the fourth week, the inside calm starts turning into visible control. You're not just feeling better, your body's rhythms are syncing like a perfectly tuned clock. The biggest shift happens in your metabolism. For years, seed oils may have dulled your cell's ability to burn fat efficiently. Their unstable omega-6 fats interfere with mitochondria, like sand in an engine, clogging the gears that turn food into energy. When olive oil replaces them, those gears start spinning clean again. Studies from the University of Navarra show that diets rich in extra virgin olive oil can actually increase fat oxidation, meaning your body starts using stored fat for energy, not just storing more. It's not about eating less, it's about burning smarter. At the hormonal level, insulin sensitivity keeps improving. With lower inflammation and steadier energy from monounsaturated fats, your cells respond better to glucose. Less insulin flooding means less fat storage and fewer energy crashes. Imagine your blood sugar curve flattening. Not a roller coaster anymore, but a gentle hill. That new stability also affects your hunger hormones. Olive oil boosts GLP-1, the same satiety hormone targeted by popular weight loss drugs. When your meals include olive oil, you feel full faster and stay full longer. No stimulant tricks, no cravings whispering in your ear at midnight. And then
Hmm.
there's sleep. This might surprise you, but the same polyphenols that protect your heart also calm your nervous system. They reduce cortisol levels, the stress hormone that keeps your body in fight or flight. As cortisol drops, your natural melatonin rhythm resets. People often notice they fall asleep quickly and wake up fewer times, not sedated, but restored. It's like your body
Hmm.
finally stops defending itself and starts repairing. Even your thyroid, the command center of metabolism, gets quieter, more efficient. Olive oil's antioxidants protect thyroid tissue from oxidative stress, improving how it releases T3 and T4 hormones that regulate fat burning and mood. By now, your relationship with food itself changes. The heavy, greasy meals that once comforted you suddenly feel off. You start craving cleaner flavors, real food, cooked in real oil. It's not willpower, it's chemistry steering taste. And in this harmony, something invisible becomes obvious: confidence. The kind that comes not from dieting, but from feeling your body cooperate instead of resisting. By day 25, inflammation has dropped significantly, your mitochondria hum steadily, and your body no longer feels like it's lagging behind your intentions. But the final stretch, the last 5 days, reveals something deeper. Beyond the biology, this shift becomes about clarity in energy, mind, and even emotion. Days 26 to 30. Clarity, longevity, and the big reset. By the final stretch, on days 26 through 30, something almost invisible has changed. Your baseline. You've stopped improving and started being. The energy spikes, the brain fog, the bloating, they're no longer part of your normal. Your body has quietly redefined what normal means. This is where clarity kicks in. Not the kind that caffeine fakes, but the kind that comes when every system in your body runs clean. Your brain fog fades completely. Neurons now operate in a stable, anti-inflammatory environment. The same monounsaturated fats from olive oil that repaired your cell membranes now improve neurotransmission. Your thoughts feel faster, decisions easier, memory sharper. Studies from Harvard's nutrition department link olive oil-rich diets to slower cognitive decline and better executive function in aging adults. At a microscopic level, your brain's glial cells, the custodians that clear away waste, are more active thanks to reduced oxidative stress. It's like housekeeping at night, finally catching up after years of clutter. Your heart rate variability, a measure of stress resilience, may rise. It's a sign your nervous system is balanced between alert and calm. Your body no longer constantly fighting invisible inflammation. Even blood vessels rebuilt from the inside out pulse smoothly, more elastic. Sleep deepens further. Your cortisol rhythm stabilizes, higher in the morning to wake you naturally, lower at night to let you drift. No more 3 a.m. Heart pounding, no more restless tossing. Your body trusts itself again. At this stage, olive oil is no longer a diet choice. It's structural, it's part of your biology. Every cell membrane now carries its fingerprint: stable, flexible, resilient. You've literally rebuilt yourself one meal at a time. Think of your body as a city after years of smog. The air clears, the buildings shine, traffic moves without honking chaos. Everything finally works in rhythm. But maybe the most surprising change is emotional. Stable energy brings a stable mood. Research shows olive oil's compounds influence serotonin pathways, easing anxiety and promoting calm focus. You notice it in the small things: less reactivity, more patience, a steadier center. Longevity researchers call this low inflammatory living. It's not about adding years, it's about adding clarity to the years you already have. By day 30, your body has rewritten its code. Blood lipids improved, inflammation cooled, gut thriving, brain bright. All from one simple change: switching your oil. So, 30 days. One small switch, 1,000 quiet transformations. Your skin steadied, your focus sharpened, your body learned how to hum again instead of sputtering. And it all started with something so ordinary most of us overlook it every day: the oil in our pan. Seed oils promised convenience, but they've been quietly rewriting our chemistry for decades. Olive oil didn't just undo that, it rebuilt your foundation. Stronger cell membranes, calmer inflammation, cleaner energy. And maybe that's the bigger lesson here. Real health isn't about extremes, it's about inputs that cooperate with your biology, not fight against it. Olive oil doesn't force change, it allows it. Imagine if every meal from now on carried that same intention. Fewer industrial ingredients, more ancestral ones. You don't need to count calories or chase trends. Just choose stability over volatility, real over refined. Because once you've felt this version of yourself, the clear-headed mornings, the steady energy, the sense that your body's finally on your side, you can't unfeel it. So here's the challenge. Don't wait for a perfect time. Start with one meal, swap the oil, listen to what happens. Your body will tell you more in 24 hours than any label ever could. And once it does, you'll never look at your kitchen the same way again.